time. Jing is the person with the target on his back. We talked a lot about that over in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. That when you're the person who's taking a lot of W's, who's taking down a lot of people, even if you're not taking the whole tournament, the target gets painted there. People want to stop you.
Especially too, he plays such a character that, you know, in the beginning of the game's lifespan, we were seeing a lot of. There weren't as many characters in the rosters in general, but he's just really put this character on the map.
Lumina.
And so many people want to figure out, you know, what are you doing and how can I counter it to be viable against you?
MeteoKK
Yeah, so now we're going to figure out who is going to be moving on to the other side of Winners Finals now. Again, I mean, you mentioned this earlier, Jadelyn. It is an Evo champ that we're watching.
Yes, able to take out so many prominent American players. I mean, double perfected Misoma in the last round of the last game of a Grand Finals reset where he was in winners. And just in spectacular fashion, he's an incredibly patient player. He knows his setups. He knows what he wants to do. So I would love to see just some new things, and especially because Mario is playing a character we've already seen. I'm looking forward to seeing the different styles that these Aokos are going to be playing in.
Yeah, I like the delay from Mateo in that. Mateo had to actually delay the confirm on that combo just to make sure that they weren't too high.
No. Yeah, already the bento setups too, and the Jing loves to throw.
Oh yeah, Jing will. Well, I mean, like throw is super strong, right? Because yeah exactly. The thing about the throw in this game, especially for Hisui, is that she's going to always get her setup afterwards. So throw is just super strong, and triple overhead.
Lunchtime.
That's pretty unique to certain characters. I mean, not every character gets a triple overhead, so you really got to remember. Oh, I'm playing versus Hisui. Now the pressure.
Ladles.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No, didn't do the third frying pan. There's a specific setup that you can do with that if you don't go into the third one. So he was. Like, Jing is so optimal, and also I will always shout out the new frying pan noise, because it makes me so happy.
All I can think of when I hear that noise is Shiki just like, Hisui! Stop!
I know, her last arc is one of my favorites in the game.
Wow, that to me that seemed like almost an ill-timed projectile, but it was actually perfectly placed. And yeah, there it is. There's the delay again on the Rekka to make sure not too high, but still drop on the combo.
The height was a little bit heavy there.
Yeah, maybe needed delaying it even more than he already did.
Yeah.
A little bar in the combo, why not? Let's get optimal.
Yeah, I like that we got to finally see use of that orb, especially with like the corner pressure situation
nice
there.
Release.
Yeah, I mean that's the nice part about having the orb there, right? You can re-shield back on your opponent. If they do B plus C, you're safe because you shielded. If they don't do anything, you have the orb backing you up, so there's no counter hit potential on you if you shield there.
Oh,
tossing all the items, random stuff.
Yeah, the IID coming out too, like really trying to be a bit more confusing. But
too early. Just a little too early.
That's a shame.
Okay, heat right back. That's more like a defensive, like, just get away from me rather than I need health back, right? Because there was not a lot of recoverable health in the first place.
It's good to avoid that situation. The last time they were in Nord Mix, they pretty much lost the round.
The optimal conversion, too. I like it.
Yeah. Mateo is doing an excellent job with this Aoko. Really strong.
Double overhead. Because of the bounce off when you do it, it gives you the extra option. And now you've still got 2 orbs set. This is going to be real hard for the wake-up game here.
And yeah, you have no opportunity to heat until right now.
Too late.
Yeah, definitely too late. The opportunity was passed.
Yeah, and I love using the moon drive immediately to get your damage increase as well. Because you don't want to move drive on the first one because you don't actually get you don't want to move drive on the first hit because you don't get the full brunt of the damage increase.
That was a stylish finish.
It was incredibly stylish, and it seemed like where Jing had so much of a commanding presence in the first round, Mateo just ran away with it.
Mess around, she started forest fire.
And look at the movement. That was super good usage of the extra movement options that Aoko has to be able to get around of what Hisui wants to do in terms of anti-air. Wow. That's not something you can do with every character again. I mean, Aoko does have that option available to her.
What did they even press?
It doesn't matter.
No,
straight counter.
Irrelevant.
Didn't even see that. Did not even see it.
He committed to his shield. That was something I was going to say that Jing doesn't do terribly often is commit to those shields. And you can see why, because when you do against a player of this caliber, it's just going to destroy you. There's a lot of recoverable health here, though.
Honestly, I have a lot of confidence from Mateo right now. This is almost the opposite of what we saw the last one of semis. He's pretty much getting them into the corner early and going for the pre-canned 4-2-1 mix, and almost everything is hitting.
Yeah, armored reversal on that one's going to be able to get the full conversion using the extra bar. And another knockdown. We're going to see one orb.
Another 4-2-1.
Now you just got to kind of deal. And that's one of the reasons why you don't see the shield being so committal for Jing. Not just because he's not that type of player, but also because you can't shield on orb when Aoko's standing in front of you. Because whichever way you shield, you get bodied. Because if you shield standing, you get hit low and it's unblockable. If
right.
and if you try to do it low, you get overheaded.
Oh, okay, that was a nice setup with the dust in the background. He was able to have that little sandwich and finally getting some semblance of damage on the board for the first time in 3 rounds.
Clean her up.
Not something I think a lot of people would say in
no,
I
mean, this is definitely not going the way that I thought it would. Yeah, and this with the 3 hits does a lot in the corner. And then
special mix.
Yeah, I like the idea of jumping over Aoko to put her back into the corner too.
Yeah, well so you do the back
right
air throw
the
to be able to take the opponent out as Hisui so that you can do left-right because she does have the 4-way. If you leave him in the corner, it's a lot easier to block. But oh, nice block on the triple overhead there.
An excellent grab.
It's more like a we must block.
Yes.
They're running out of time. Meteo, 4-2-1 again.
I wonder if Meaty Heat is going to end up coming into play for Mateo due to the
They
fact
need
that
to
he's
do
got so
something.
much
They need
variable health.
Just whatever you do, don't stay here in front of an orb.
Oh my god,
And
they
there it
just
is again.
sat there.
And I mean, that's what you have to as Jing in that situation because the orb is on top. You've already committed to the shield. It's just one of those things that shows why Aoko is super strong in these situations.
And
Torched again.
like that, Jing, loser's bracket.
Sometimes in life, you got to make a decision. That's what it comes down to, okay? They were in the corner, all right? They shielded sometimes. They had heat available. They had moon available. You know what? They didn't commit to anything. And I get that fear of, hey, if I commit to the wrong thing and they bait me, I'm going to die, right? But, you know, if you also do nothing, guess what?
You're going to die.
Yeah, so...
Got to try something at some point.
Yeah, and I've noticed, like, watching Jin throughout the past year or so, he's a very defensive player. He takes his time to make decisions, and in that